Hey guys, Chef Sam here. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make pad thai, so let's get into the video. So first we're gonna turn on the stove to warm it up, and we're gonna set it to medium-high. We're also gonna want to cut the chicken breast, boneless chicken breast, into cubes, or whatever preference you want for protein. We're gonna put oil into the pan. And we're gonna let that warm up a little. Once it warms up a little, we're gonna throw our garlic in there. I used 2 garlic cloves and just chopped them up. We're gonna let that brown. Once it has browned, you could put the type of protein that you want. I'm using chicken. So while cooking this chicken, we don't want it to cook all the way through because it's going to be cooking throughout the whole process when we put in the other ingredients. So right now I'm just going to set it on medium so that I could make the sauce. So we're going to put 4 tablespoons of sugar. And then we're gonna put 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. So now we're gonna grab our concentrated cooking tamarind and we're gonna put in 3 tablespoons. If you buy this tamarind, I suggest maybe straining it before pouring it into the sauce because it does have seeds. Once you got that in there, you're just gonna mix it. Then you're gonna put 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. And then you're gonna put a little bit of lime into it. Fresh, preferably, so that way it tastes better. And then here I'm gonna put in some chilies. that I cut up. But you could put sriracha, you could put paprika. But if it's too spicy for you, any of those, you don't have to put chili at all. It's just something that we like, so just keep that in mind when making it. And then you're just gonna stir it around and make sure everything is incorporated, and that's how you do your sauce. These are the noodles that we're going to be using. I'll put below which noodles I use. You do have to soak these for an hour prior, so remember to do that before you're going to make the pad thai. So our chicken has been cooking. I did not season the chicken because we're going to be using the sauce anyways, and it's going to have a lot of seasoning, so it will be fine. It would be fine without seasoning it. So now the chicken is done to where I want it to be, and we're just gonna push it off to the side because we're gonna put in an egg. If you like egg, you could obviously use more, but since my family prefers to not have the taste of egg, I'm only gonna use one. You want it to set up a little, and don't be afraid to I don't know if you could scrape your pan, but I would use a pan that you could scrape because some stuff you want to incorporate and sometimes the egg gets a little stuck. So now that the egg is ready to be mixed and scrambled, you're just gonna incorporate the chicken or whatever protein you're using, and you're just gonna mix it. Sorry about the bad camera angle here. As you can see, I didn't use a non-stick pan, so I had to scrape the egg, but don't be afraid to scrape anything that is on the bottom because that's also going to be really good. I'm going to put a little more oil. You can also use cooking spray if you don't like to use oil. It's all up to you. And once that gets a little cooked, now we're gonna put in our noodles. Don't be afraid to put them in right out of the water. That's fine. They're supposed to be like that, so don't worry. You can also use large noodles instead of extra large, or whatever type of noodle size you prefer. So we're just gonna mix this around until the noodles get soft. So right now we're just gonna cook the noodles and the chicken and the egg, and we're just gonna mix them until the noodles get softer, and you'll be able to tell when you fill them. As you can see, I'm touching the noodles to see if they have cooked through, and they just needed just a little while longer, just like a few seconds. and now it's good to go. So when they're soft, now you're gonna pour in your sauce. Again, if you want to make more sauce, you could just double it of what I'm gonna put in the description below. So feel free to put more if you like it saucier than what it is going to be. Also, don't be afraid to use more noodles. This is the only noodles that I had, so I just used whatever I had. And then we're just gonna mix that around until for like 2-3 minutes, just to make sure that the sauce gets warmed up and it gets incorporated with the noodles and the chicken so that it catches the flavor. If you're using a different protein than chicken, that doesn't take long. You could put the noodles in first, and then you could cook the protein, and you could just move the noodles to the side, or you could cook the protein and then put the noodles in. Whichever way you prefer, it's fine. At this point, if you had bean sprouts or green onion or some other things that you would like to put into your pad thai, this is when you would put it, and you just put it in the center, and then you just cover the pad thai over it so that it steams a little. But since we did not have any of those ingredients, I wasn't able to put them into the pad thai. But usually when we do, I do. But this time it was more simple and with less ingredients. So if you want to make something quick and easy for your family to eat, this is really a delicious recipe. So that's how you make pad thai, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys are able to enjoy this beautiful recipe that I learned, and let me know how it tastes. Thanks for watching my video on how to make pad thai. If you enjoyed it and you learned something, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button down below.